Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends on the time zone or location you are connecting from. This is Papka International, the only one that have roots in Africa, branches in North and South America, Asia, Australia, Antarctica, and Europe. The convener of poverty virus in Nigeria. I'm here again with another episode of the 2023 general election to talk about one of the candidates. And here with me is an ardent supporter, a media analyst par excellence, the CEO of Satim Osa Media. He is our guest this imperial time that we find ourselves to discuss on why he thinks Mr. Peter Obi is the best candidate for the presidential election for 2023. Okay, you're welcome, Mr.
Thank
Timothy.
you very much, Mr. Papka.
I promised my viewers yesterday, today is going to be another bombshell, and I hope you are ready to give them the best, because they want to hear from you and they want to know your own perspective and opinion. Why you think your candidates, amidst maybe tens of them that are contesting on different political parties, is the best one for this 2023 general election. But first of all, I will start asking you with this question. How long have you known Mr. Peter Obi?
Well, when you talk about how long have I known Mr. Peter Obi, are you referring to how long have I had a personal relationship with him, or how long have I been an ardent follower of Mr. Peter Obi? Which of them are you referring to?
An ardent follower.
Okay, when you talk about being an ardent follower, I've known Mr. Peter Obi since when he was the governor of Anambra State, and when he was doing some magnificent work in Anambra, and when he was being named as the best governor in Nigeria back then in 2014. So since then, I've been an ardent follower. You know, he served from 2006 to 2014, so served to 10. So since then, I've been an ardent follower of Mr. Peter Obi. All through when he also was chosen as the vice presidential candidate for His Excellency Alhaji Abubakar Atiku. So I've been an ardent follower. Thank you.
Okay, what makes you to what qualities have you seen in this man that you say he's the best for the 2023 general elections?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Papka, for that question. We are talking about politics here.
Yes.
And in discussing politics, some things should be put in place. These are what we call your track record.
Okay.
Look critically at the politicians in Nigeria. Look at their track record. How many can tell you with using their hand to beat their chest, and they will tell you categorically that I have served in this particular place, my hands were not soiled, I've served in this place, go and check, I did this, I did that, go and verify. This man has all his record clean. I'm a media personnel. I've taken time to read about Mr. Peter Obi. I've taken time to study him. I've taken time to be if a follower from Milestone. I don't know him on a personal note, but when you talk about somebody that have studied Mr. Peter Obi, I think I should be one of those that have studied him politically, and I have gone to verify some of his works too. All these things, they are still there for people to verify. When he was the governor of Anambra State from 2006 to 2014, a lot of things were done by this man. You will not see a politician that is striving for anything. He's not striving for anything. How many politicians will you see today that can actually cut costs in a state just as the way Mr. Peter Obi has done in Anambra State? A man that could single-handedly leave about $500 million in investments both in Nigeria and foreign accounts when he was living as a governor. How many governors today, or how many presidential candidates today can be proud enough to tell you that I left so and so money in the account? If he didn't leave it, probably his successor would have come up to tell you he's lying. Till date, nobody has come up to tell you that he's lying. So this man is credible. This man has integrity, and he has built a name for himself. So he's not the one campaigning for himself now. If you observe very well, Peter Obi is not the one campaigning for himself, but his works are already speaking for him. Thank you.
Oh, okay. You have said some marvelous thing about the man. I have a question for you again.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
You said that he built something for himself. And looking at the antecedents of his track records, and you said you have verified that you think he's the best. And let me come to as a scientist. How many past governors that were able to take the statistic, more especially, I think looking at this, even this present election, you understand, we have Engineer Rabi Konkoso of NNPP, has been a past governor, and we have Yaya Bello of Governor Yaya Bello of APC, is a current governor, and one of the governors in Jigawa again. We have Amechi of APC. These are APC people. For now, they are yet to bring their presidential aspirants. You understand? But I want to draw your attention with these governors that have mentioned their names. In comparative analysis, Konkoso, Yaebelu, Amechi, Rochas Okorocha, you understand?
Yeah.
What comparative analysis have you made that you say when you weigh Peter Obi supersedes them? And you are telling the audience, you understand, the voting age to go and vote for him.
Thank you very much for that intelligent question, Mr. Papka. When we're talking about this political race, you are trying to bring sciences into politics.
Yes.
And you understand what that means.
Yes.
Which means there's nothing wrong for me to also bring religion into politics, because we are still going to get to that aspect.
Okay.
I think it is, they will always tell you that where the heart of a man is, that is where what lies. If you remember very well,
his treasure.
Thank you very much. So the only person that I could figure out, or I could say, okay, this person has done excellently well, and after his works were speaking for him, that made me to go and do research about him. That's the person of Mr. Peter Obi. Others might have done some things in their own state, good and fine, except for some current one that I know, Governor Yabelu. I personally studied about him. Workers are there. In fact, they are.
I'm sorry to forget that David Umahi of Ebonyi State. I forgot to mention.
Thank you very much. Yes, a few days back, we have actually discussed about David Umaya. The man is doing excellently well in his own state. He's doing excellently well in his own state. But the truth is, Are they going to give him the opportunity to serve his people? That is a vision that Mr. Peter Obi saw. That is the reason why he decided to leave the People Democratic Party, so that he didn't leave out of his own selfish will. So I'm not saying that he is the only one that has done all these things, but he is the only one presently that his work is currently speaking for him, that has left government. He left government since 2014. He left as a governor since 2014. And you can and I can tell you categorically well that his work is still speaking for him since 2014 till date. David Umahi is still a current serving governor. Yaya Bello is still a current serving governor. There's no way you can compare a man like Yaya Bello with Peter Obi. Naturally, if you go to Kogi State, you can literally see. I've been there. I've seen for myself that the man is just there vibrating without doing anything. He's contesting for the post of
Amechi and Rochas Okorocha.
Yes, these are men that probably they have done things for themselves. Probably they have done things for their own states. But are we seeing what they have done? Can they be proud enough to tell you that I did this in my state, I did that in my state? Go and verify.
Okay, you said something. You didn't answer that because I've mentioned some selected governors.
Yes,
governors.
You mentioned Rabiu Kwankwaso.
Yes.
Yes. The man has also done well in his own state, in quotes.
Okay.
But is it verifiable? I leave that question for you. I've not been to the north. I leave that question for you to answer.
That is one of the things again, as a media analyst like you understand, that is interested in politics, because you came over, you are here, sorry, pardon me, you're here and you speak with authority, then you verify Peter Obi and others. So that's why because if you look at it, Nigeria is multicultural, you understand? Your own analysis, for me, the way I'm seeing, like, you just look at the site where you come from, because by virtue of what I know, you understand? Even me, as I'm talking to you, I've never been to this down south except by virtue of my National Youth Service that took me down to this down south to be able to see what these governors they say they have done. So that is why I'm asking you, because you talk with authority. You
Very
understand?
well.
Yes.
Authority par excellence when it comes to the issue of Mr. Peter Obi.
Yes, so because when you talk with authority, you understand, you should be able to tell us, because in sampling, when we talk about sampling, I've been to River State, like, okay, this is what I've seen during Amechi's time. Oh, I can't take, you understand? I've been to Ebonyi State, this is what I've seen about David Umahi. Okay, presently he's a present governor. Let's take him aside. Rochas Okorocha of Imo State, you understand? I've been to Rochas Okorocha State. This is what I've seen that he have done. Okay, I've been to Kano State. This is what I've seen or I've heard. Okay, of what Engineer Dr. Rabiu Kwankwaso did. And I've been to Anambra State. This is what I have seen or heard. What Mr. Peter Obi have done. And with that, I compare and contrast. That's what I wanted you to tell me. You understand? And tell the audience after seeing that, because these are the past governors we're talking about, and they are all clinging for power. So this is what I wanted to tell me. Can you be able to tell me that aspect as a media analyst? How are you able to compare them? You understand? These people, these past governors that I've mentioned to you, with Peter Obi.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Papka. The reason probably why we're here is to talk about the reason
why
Mr. Peter Obi should be voted for and should emerge as the president of the Federal Republic of our great country, Nigeria. You made mention of some governors or some past governors, and I have clearly told you, as I said before now, that this is where my interest is.
Yes.
He has made a name for himself. Before I decided to follow him without looking at anything, I have gone to do research by my own self about this man. What has he really done? If others, they've done well, in quotes, as they are probably claimed, their works should be speaking for them. What they have done should have announced them. That would have prompted me to say, okay, this one also have done something. You mentioned David Umaya, though he's still a current serving governor. I tell you, the other day while we were speaking, I told you categorically, I said, if that man should have been, I would have been supporting him now. He has, in fact, I was the one telling you, this man has done a lot in his own state. Because I've been, all the core members going there to serve, they always give me feedback, man, team, this state you have to come. This man is doing well. He's doing a very nice job. And I love him for it. That tells you that our political terrain of nowadays has grown beyond political parties. We are not looking for individuals that has made name for himself in politics, outside politics, and in the outside world. Let's look at these people and support them. And Peter Obi is that one man that is standing out currently that I know. I'm speaking for my own self and the entire people that is supporting Peter Obi right now. Others might have worked, which I agree. I'm not saying Peter Obi is the only one that have worked. Others might have. But is their work speaking for them currently? If it is, probably you can let me know so that I can also go and do my research. But as much as I know currently, Peter Obi is the only person that his work is speaking for him, and he has done excellently well until now. Since 2014, how many years far back, his work is still speaking till date. Thank you.
Okay, you say something and now you have to be able to correct yourself. You say for yourself because you love him. Because that's why, when you're talking, you talk with authority. You understand? I like that aspect. You say for now that what you have seen for yourself. So which means other viewers, you can also request if you want some questions. You don't forget, you drop the questions. Mr. Timothy can answer your question here live and direct. We're here to talk about why he thinks Mr. Peter Obi is the best candidate. Okay, over to you again, Mr. Timothy. You said, someone like me and you, we talk on a different basic, on different aspect of life, and most especially, we're interested in letting Nigeria work again. And,
absolutely.
And that is why we know that when we have bad leaders, poverty will never leave the country. It has been a virus, and a virus cannot be healed except the antibodies, you understand, fight itself. Looking at HIV and AIDS doesn't have cure, it's a virus, you understand? It's the antibodies that can help you to heal it, or miracle. So the same thing also with poverty that we are having in the country. So as you can see me, I'm looking a bit down. I'm having my iPad in my hand. With my iPad in my hand, you mentioned something again. He said 2019, Mr. Peter Obi was a running mate under the platform of People's Democratic Party of His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar was in Adamawa, formerly known as Turakin Adamawa. Oh yes. Why somebody like him as a socialist in a party that supports economic liberalism, which is PDP, People's Democratic Party, going to a party, a Labour Party, a social democratic party that is only interested in what we call the welfare of the workers.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. First of all, I think probably I have to, am I using the word correct a notion now? The truth is, you have talked about the People Democratic Party and what they are standing for, or their tenants, what they are standing for. Yes, that is only seen on paper. Is it being demonstrated? You have to be truthful to yourself and to all the viewers. Is it being demonstrated?
If you ask me that,
because no,
I have to be neutral at this point in time.
Okay, you have to. Oh, that's nice. God bless you for that.
I have to be neutral at this point in time.
Because
but
the truth is,
here with me. Sorry, sir. Here with me. According to history, you understand? We know that because of the economic liberalism of the People's Democratic Party, You remember the EFCC and the ICPC emerged. Is it? So the EFCC also, yeah, EFCC, ICPC, yeah, EFCC and ICPC emerged through there under their platform. And
yes, clearly,
so
good
for
and
me,
fine.
if you say that, if you ask me that, I will say that if I said that they practice what is written on paper, am I wrong to say so?
You're very, you are very, very wrong, sir. Because they are, what we see on paper is different from what is being practiced out there. That is what our political terrain has sold out to us. And most of us, we tend to, a few days back, we actually discussed about this topic, and you talked about what PDP is standing for, and I told you, Labour Party, this is what they are standing for. Though it has to do with the welfare of workers. My brother, if you want to lift people from poverty, you start from those workers. If those workers are not well taken care of, every other sectors will be suffering. Who are those that who are you leading? Are they not? They are your workers. If you don't take care of them, the welfareism of the workers matters a lot to even grow the economy of the country. Who is a man like Peter Obi? See, let me drive this home now. This man is a politician.
Okay.
This same man is a businessman.
Okay.
And thirdly, is a banker.
Okay.
Look at those three various areas that this man is based on.
Okay, can I interject? You mentioned 3 areas. The 3 areas that you mentioned to me, for me, as fit into called the neoliberalism of the People's Democratic Party, which favors the free market policy. So that's why, because of that, I'm aware of his credentials. You understand?
You are aware. Let me. I'm sorry, sir. I'm trying to drive the point home.
Okay, thank you.
Before you took it off from me.
Okay,
so
sorry.
the truth is, as a politician, this man has done well in his own state. In fact, he's a successful politician in his own state. As a businessman in the business world, he has done well. Businessmen, do they not have workers that is working for them? Hope you have not forgotten that Adams Ali Oshomole left Labour Party before going to ACN.
Yes.
Then he was fighting. That was where he started from. In fact, yesterday you actually told me that if there's one person that you can boldly say that loves APC, is Adams Ali Oshomole. Where did he get that love from? That he stood and he was fighting for the right of the people. That is what a leader should be. The work of a leader is not for you to sit up there to just be controlling. You are to fight for your welfare of your people. If I'm hungry today and you are my leader, will you not be kind enough to tell me, okay, Timothy, take this food and eat. Don't worry, I'll get what to eat.
Okay, you say so. I will definitely. I'll have to look for you for food.
Good. That is what a leader should do to his workers. And this man has idea of businesses, so which will help the economy to grow drastically. And also in the banking sector, having been the chairman of Fidelity Bank and all that, this man has a clear idea of how the banking system should work, how our naira should work again, our naira that has been demolished, our naira that has been stabilized, our naira that has been destroyed, how the naira should rise again and start working again. If you have listened to some of his conversation, you agree with me that this man has all it takes. Looking at these 3 different areas where he has been focused all these years, he has all it takes to make Nigeria work again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Timothy. You see, on still, most for me, as a neutral person, and looking at the criteria, the credential of His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi. Looking at it, somebody that you say is a business person. And, you look at it, it is business that drives the economy. Looking at that, looking at how to create jobs, how to create wealth for the country, you understand? So it's good. That is why you got issue of economic issue, because if you look at it, because I've listened to some of his campaign promises and say blueprints. You understand that when elected, this is what he will do. He will try to transform Nigeria, isn't it, from consumption to producing nation. Okay, and when I begin to look at it, that is why it's and knowing fully well that it is a man that has been that has been with the People's Democratic Party, and that People's Democratic Party has really, what I say, given that platform of free market policy. But going to Labour Party that doesn't have that free market policy, how do you think he is going to be able to apply such for the country when elected president? Because he's somebody, by his character, by his everything, by his made up, you understand, he believes in free market policy. Now, leaving the platform that will give him that support, go to a platform that doesn't like free market policy, like issue of privatizations, you understand? Doesn't like it. So how do you expect such individual with such, let's say, a quantum of ability? Sorry, viewers. Oh my God, I'm a physicist by profession. Yeah, with such embedment let's say, you see, he's talking to him. You understand? Going to a party that is trying to solicit for the Nigerian support that will not allow him to operate on the free market policy.
Okay, Mr. Papka, we started something before now that probably we didn't finish. I said that clearly that those various tenets of political party, we only see them on paper. You don't see them in the real world. You don't see them in the field. Labour Party has their own tenets. The PDP has their own tenets. He has learned. That is why he's a good learner. Going to the Labour Party will help him bring some of those things into use. You wouldn't tell me that after all the years of learning probably in ABGA, the People Democratic Party. Okay, let me now ask you: the ABGA as a political party has their own tenets.
Yes,
but your individual mentality, your individual understanding, your exposure has a long way to help you put some of those things into use. If Labour Party is saying, oh, we are only concerned about the welfare of our workers, we are only concerned about making sure that our workers, they are okay. So are you not telling me that if it comes into power, every other areas will start suffering? No. He's a man that is experienced in other areas. So okay, he should be able to bring this to the political party and tell them that, okay, this tenet that we have always stood for is not or hasn't been working in this area. Then let's see how to. Is there anything that is not possible in amending? I don't think there is.
Okay, I don't want to ask you a question about job creation because by virtue of his Chris is a businessman. You understand? So knowing fully well, which means that aspect of his CV covers the ability for him to create jobs. Right?
Not just creating jobs, creating multiple jobs.
Okay. Now, looking at the time that he was a governor in Anambra State, there was a security crisis in that Anambra State. He was reserved at that time. And how do you expect him, with the time bomb of the security situation we are finding ourselves in Nigeria at the moment? Don't forget, the security situation started from Northeast, where the whole territorial region was displaced. It leads down to the Northwest, North Central. Now Southeast is having its own issue. South have their own issue, and Southwest have its own issue. So, with a man that has been reserved during his time as a governor with some issue of crisis, how do you expect him to be able to tackle the nation's security?
Okay, Mr. Papka, you agree with me that the issue of insecurity in our nation is something that has affected a whole lot of lives, and it takes only a person that is extra wise to deal with the insecurity situation of our country. If Goodluck Ebele Jonathan He came in and he did. We condemned him and he left. He did actually work on the insecurity issues. President Muhammadu Buhari, the current president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that was or that has been a military person, came in. What has he done? Absolutely nothing. Service chiefs, they are all still there. Bringing in a man of wisdom, he is the, or he's going to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and automatically that makes him number one man. So he has the right to give instruction. He has the right to tell the security chiefs what to do. Go and look at his antecedents. If he brings in any probably commissioners or anybody that is in his cabinet that is not working, he fires them immediately. Probably you have to go and do research about that. So coming to a country like Nigeria, where we have diversity of diversity in ethnicity, we have people of different mindset. A man like Peter Obi, sorry, you said he was reserved in a state of insecurity. I beg to disagree. He wasn't reserved. He wasn't reserved. If you check very well, he was working critically, despite the fact that we have some people that were trying to detoil his government, but this man was still able to stand and was able to do a lot of things in his own state, despite all those crises trying to happen. So coming to a country like Nigeria with diversity of in an ethnicity, so this man, I tell you, should be able to look at the security chiefs, look at the chief of army staff, look at the general of police, look at the chief of naval staff, and every one of them, and give them the instruction on what to do. The insecurity in our country, is it not political? If we have to be truthful to ourselves now, it is political.
Yeah, if you ask me to talk as an individual, because I'm somebody that has been affected directly and indirectly by the security situation of Nigeria. If anybody is going to talk about issue of security, there's nobody that's going to be pained than me.
Because Adamawa has been affected.
Yes. No,
and we have Waziri of Adamawa from that same, probably that same state. I'm not trying to compare anybody now, because I know you're about to answer me now.
I'm just saying something. I'm listening.
Okay, we have people from that same area. What have they done about it?
Okay. You look at it. That's what I said. I have been pained. You understand? Issue about insecurity, more especially for my zone, senatorial zone, to be displaced. You know what it means for a senatorial zone, complete 5 local government in a zone to be displaced.
You can imagine that.
You understand? When I have brothers, sisters, uncles, mothers, you understand, aunties that died doing that. So at that point, if somebody that will want a Nigeria president, for me, you understand, the first thing that I would like in a Nigerian president quality is somebody that can be able to secure my life, my property,
tackle insecurity.
You understand? So for you asked a question. Waziri in Adamawa has been there. As I said, I'm a neutral person at this moment. You understand?
Thank God for that.
I wish Comrade Edifi is here, or one of the senators that are with him would have, like Senator Dino Malaye, you understand, would have been to comment on that. So for my case, the only answer I will give you, perhaps, he is not the governor of the state. That's the only question.
That
at the moment,
answers my
he has
question,
not been in power. During his time, there was no security situation. Yeah, you understand? That's what I said. I want to be what? Reserved. So you
clearly answer my question. You can never know the strength of a man until he is given power.
You understand?
So
you look at it, because during his time, we don't have that situation. So you ask me that question. Maybe when I'll be able to lay my hands on Senator Dino Malaye or other people that are his ardent supporters, I think I have to bring you on board. If God's willing,
and I'll be proud to tell them to their faces.
If God's willing, I'm trying to see how I can be able to reach them, you understand, to see I bring them to this platform. Okay, you said you have said well about your principle, you understand. and this your principal, you are selling him to Nigerians, and you know that when elected or if elected, let me use that word, when elected. You understand? Because he is a Nigerian that will be contesting with people like Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. That name, what can I say about it for him contesting against that name?
He's not contesting against the name, he's contesting against individual. So Atiku Abubakar happens to be a former vice president of Nigeria under the Obasanjo regime. Is a normal Nigeria, just like the way Timothy Rinsberg in Nigeria. So whether he has held any position, thank God for him. But as far as I know, even Papka International rings bell to me more than Atiku Abubakar. Thank you.
Oh my God. Okay, that is your own opinion and your personal opinion. I have no rights, I have no justification to go against your opinion. Okay, looking at that again, what do you think that Mr. Peter Obi can do, understand, to win this election against the People's Democratic Party, against NPP, against AA, against ADC, against APC? You know, we have people like Mr. Sowore. Also, we have people like Professor Mungalo, you understand? Yeah. We have people like Engineer Dr. Rabi Konkoso, and yet APC is yet, so let me allow APC. We have other in PRP, Dr. Usman, is it PRP also? We have other people, Abga, the former Chief Justice of Anambra State, also of Anambra State, you understand? He's the former Chief Judge of Anambra State. So how do you think Mr. Peter Obi can be able to win the election, can be able to, will I say, convince people, Nigerians, to vote for him?
Okay, thank you for that question. First of all, Mr. Peter Obi does not need to convince Nigerians. His works has convinced Nigerians. And secondly, the leaders that we have been crying for, that the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. The tomorrow we have been waiting for it until the tomorrow is not forthcoming. I can tell you for free that the tomorrow is now.
Okay.
So I read something on the internet today that the People's Democratic Party, they have been trying to have a kind of an alliance with Peter Obi again. And he clearly told them that he is no longer in charge of his campaign. The youth has taken over. So that alone, it rings bell. See, the truth is, all these political parties, they know what Peter Obi can do. They know his capacity, they know his capability. He's not the shouting type, he's not the singing type, he's not the one that comes to stage to come and dance. He comes to stage and tell you what I have done, what I will do. This is the problem of Nigeria, this is the solution. How many of them can be bold enough to do that? That alone is very, very convincing. Today, I've been opportune to go down the 36 group pages that we have for Peter Obi. Look at people clamoring. Look at youths ready to sacrifice what they have in making sure that this man emerges as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I don't think such has ever happened in the history of Nigeria. This is not the time of our fathers. This is the time of youth. It's time for you to arise and fight for what is theirs.
Okay, Mr. Timothy, you say it's the time for youth, and the leadership is now. The tomorrow is what? It's now.
It's now.
For me, Mr. Peter Obi is not the youth. So then why do you think...
What makes you feel Mr. Peter Obi is not a youth?
He's not a youth. Somebody
are you comparing? Sorry, sir. Are you comparing his age to the age of the Waziri of Adamawa? I'm
not comparing his age, but you talk about youth. You understand? You say they're talking about. I'm a youth. You understand? You're telling me to have also my tomorrow is what is now. So looking at it, why not you supporting somebody like Yahya Bello or somebody like even somebody is not even a youth because it's over 50? Why not support somebody like YPP, like Adamu Garba or 40? You understand?
Thank you very much, Mr. Papka. Thank you very much, Mr. Papka. I understand what you are saying. If you're telling me to support a man like Yabelo, I'm not supporting Peter Obi holistically because I feel he's very, very young per se. I'm supporting him because he has track record and he's young. Those two things works together. Yabelo doesn't have any track record, so I can't support him, though he's young. How many states has he gone to go and solicit for votes? So it's not the topic of discussion for today. So we have people that are young. The reason why so worried today, I tell you for free. I guess you have seen some of my pictures. A few years ago, I was an ardent, like I love so worried with everything in me. I do. But at the time, I discovered that this man has his own problem. To him, everybody is bad. I guess I told you recently. So that alone drifted me away. You can't tell me that everybody in Nigeria is bad. Peter Obi next month will be 60. Next month he will be 60. And I think for free, go and look at the world record. Look at the president that is within the age of 50 to 60. Look at that age range. Look at the things that they are doing for their country. Or let me even say 65.
If you're going to say 65, you are bringing in somebody like Professor Yemi Osinbajo into the equation.
His official age.
You are bringing in somebody like Professor Yemi Osinbajo. If you talk about somebody, if you reach to 65,
Professor Osinbajo is not that old. Unlike men that are telling us that their age is 70, 72, 73, when they are up to 90 years, when they are up to 80, when they are up to the age of giving birth to my own father.
You can't verify that?
We are live. So I'm speaking from what I've seen. So and both of us we know the truth, if not even without going into their credentials. So let's leave that. The truth is their age,
okay,
to tally with what they have upstairs.
Have you heard
Osinbajo talks? Have you heard Obi talks? These are men of intellectual capacity. These are men that knows the nook and cranny of the country. They know what the country is facing and they know how to go about the solution to the problem.
Sorry, as when you talk about have you heard Jack Rich talk? He's 47 years old. Is he 40 or 47 years old?
These are young men with vision. These are young men with vision.
The platform
but track record has pulled him down. He doesn't have any track record.
Yeah, have you studied him?
You told me about him a few days ago, yes. And I've gone to look at some of his track record. He does. How many political history does he has?
That's another issue. Okay, thank God we are here again. At the moment, does Nigeria need a politician or need a leader?
Nigeria need somebody that has good leadership quality and has sense of politicking.
Yeah, you're a bit diplomatic in answering my question because yes, because you said something. Your discussion drifted me away from what I planned to ask you. That's the truth. Your discussion drifted me away. So because you said the tomorrow is what is now.
It's now.
And also because any leader that we are going to, like somebody like me of my age capacity, you understand, I'll be very happy to see somebody that will give youth, you understand, the opportunity to showcase their ability. It's
God bless you. That is the angle I'm going to.
You understand? It's somebody that I want to see, understand? You have first class, okay, you merit it. It's not that somebody that go and do bribery and corruption to get a certificate before he or she can even graduate. You understand? Because he knows somebody in the house, somebody in the state house also. That is not the person that I want to be in the presidency. You understand? I want somebody that will work on credibility. And you're talking to me, you're appealing to me, viewers at home, because I'm a young person. I have at least every right now to talk about the young group. Even though I'm not talking about Jack Rich, but he is also of the young group that I'll be appealed to. You understand? I have somebody like Adamu Garba of the young age group. You understand? He is somebody also that can appeal to me. You understand? And we have a lot of people. If Peter Obi says he's not desperate to rule Nigeria, he understands, but he's desperate to make Nigeria work, and you want to give the young people the opportunity. Why don't you think that isn't it good for him enough to have picked somebody, you understand, of that age group that I've mentioned, 35 to 40, 45. Like, remember Barack Obama of America, I think at the age of 40, 45, he became the president. You understand? Barack Obama, you understand? Wouldn't it have been good for him to have picked somebody of that age group to support him, knowing fully well that in Nigeria, the institutions, the federal institutions that we're having in Nigeria during the military era were established with when the generals were young. Somebody like General Yakubu Gowon, somebody like late Major General Ugo Aronsi, you understand? We can mention them at their prime. That is when they did well for Nigeria. So don't you think if somebody like him, he says he have Nigeria at heart, why hasn't he supported or picked somebody of this age category instead of him going to the poll and contest?
Okay, thank you. Sorry, if I get your question right, are you saying he would have picked somebody of this age category and he will not go to the pool to go and contest?
Yes.
Or
yes.
That's not that. I don't think that's possible. We are looking at credibility here, Mr. Papka. We are looking at credibility.
Do you mean that those age groups are not credible?
That's not what I'm saying either.
Because the tomorrow is now. Because if you look at it,
what I'm saying in essence is our godfathers and godmothers in the political terrain, they have denied a lot of youth of what has been rightfully theirs. Hence, you see that people within that age group don't even have political experiences.
Okay, at least you say something. I always talk. At least somebody, me and you have a personal relationship, more especially that we talk. You can still remember before I invited you to this platform to talk about why you think Peter Obi is the best candidate. And this is my own opinion. Viewers at home, I'll put a disclaimer to this. This is my own opinion. Peter Obi has been the PDP, which is the People Democratic Party. When we discussed about that, I still remember when I started writing about issue of delegates. And I started writing and I was saying that I want the young people of my age category to be partisan. Let them go and be party members. Any party, you understand? The APC, they can be. The PDP, they can be. The Labour Party, they can be. You understand? The AA, the YPP, you're getting me? Let them be. Because the way the system is going, it's not even what we call the electorate. It is a delegate that give us candidates. You understand? Because without party, there is no candidates. You understand? A single person cannot contest on it. You need a political party to contest these elections. But people were saying a lot of things about it and they sweep it away. But after it happens, when things did not go their way, people on social media, they begin to rant. Now, are you going to say that our youth, or let's say me and you, of the people of our age category, are they even really serious thinking about the leadership of this country? If being even joining a party is a problem for them?
Thank you very much for that question. The truth is, the Nigeria political system does not give room for youths to participate in politics, rather their offspring. So the offspring of the political godfathers, the offspring of these so-called political leaders, they are the one that is now piloting the affairs of different states and different parastatals. If you will agree with me, you showed me a very clear case recently. I think in the case of Soludo now also, yes, that the father is going for a position.
Okay.
The son,
Sanusi Lamido.
Thank you very much. The son is the contestant for governor. The daughter is going for this. Imagine such.
Oh, sorry, viewers. Our guest is having a network glitch.
Are you with me?
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, we were hearing you.
Okay, thank you very much. So imagine such insane character, or imagine such insane attitude. Are you telling me that there is no other youth that is capable of rising in that state to say, okay, let me lead the affairs of the state? There are.
Okay, let me ask you the question again. You say something You said
I've
insane.
not answered
But
the question you asked me before now. I'm
I'm
driving
coming.
somewhere.
You use the word insane. You understand?
Okay.
That's what to draw your attention. Looking at America, United States of America, that we practice, that we copy the democracy. Kennedy, Bush, you understand? Their fathers were president right here, and the students were presidents. Is that the problem?
It's a problem. It is.
In America. In America,
Whether in America, whether in Asia, whether in Europe, what is wrong is wrong.
but they did well.
They did well in America. In Nigeria, they're doing well.
That's what I want to know. So is it because
we shouldn't copy wrong? We could copy that from them, but we could not copy the good lifestyle they lived or the good
how
things
do you
they did.
know now? Because how do you know they are going to do different from such people? Because a child cannot be the same as father.
But the child cannot expose his father.
Is that what you think?
Is what I know.
Is what you know.
Yes,
okay.
A child.
Continue with the first question I've asked you.
You can't be my father and you have embezzled money and I'll come into power and I'll start exposing you. It's not possible.
Okay, I've asked you a question about why him not supporting the young people. Can you help me continue with that question?
So, if all these things are into play, we discover that the environment that we find ourselves doesn't give room for young people to rule. But in that same environment, a man like Peter Obi sprang up. A man like Peter Obi was identified while he was doing well in his own business, while he was doing well in the banking sector. He was enjoying life, enjoying money. He was approached to come and contest as the governor of Anambra State. One of the then chieftain of Anambra State was asked, who do you want to rule this state? He said, give me time, let me think. He did his survey and everything and came up and said, I have 3 names. They asked for the 3 names. He said, number 1, Peter Gregory Obi. Number 2, Peter Gregory Obi. Number 3, Peter Gregory Obi. That is a man of great intellect. That is a man that has done. He was still within the young age category. So this man came in and did excellently well. Look at him when he was a governor. He gave room for youth to come into politics.
Okay.
But how many of our leaders nowadays give room for youth? Yabelo is a youth. How many youth are in his cabal?
You said something. Have you heard about Donald Duke? His Excellency Donald Duke.
Excellently well.
The youngest governor ever in Nigeria history.
Very young, but lacks ambition.
He did well.
He did well, but he lacks ambition. I can say that for free.
He lacks ambition.
Yes. If not, sorry to say, now he's almost losing relevance in politics. He's almost, I didn't say he has, he's almost losing relevance in politics.
Because looking at that,
okay.
Because somebody like me, I've never even heard about Peter Obi. It was just when he came to the limelight as a running mate of His Excellency Azira Atiku Abubakar. That's when I began to hear about Peter Obi. But I've been hearing about Donald Duke.
Probably because you are from the north, so it's difficult to hear some news over there. But we in the south.
Donald Duke, is he from the north?
He's not from the north. That's why I said Peter Obi is from Anambra State, so he's closer to Edo State. So I've always been hearing about him.
So that's what I'm telling you. You see, when we are going to we are on a playing ground, and you are selling your principle. You understand? And as a neutral person like me, I always try to bring people to compare with your principle in anything you talk about.
Sorry to cut you.
Yes.
I have so much great respect for the person of Donald Duke.
Yes.
Like I love him and I have great respect for him. But I guess if he sees or he has seen the political terrain in Nigeria that is not conducive for him to continue. Probably that's the reason why he drifted away. But don't worry. Once Peter Obi wins the race, you will see him in the picture again. Thank you. You can continue.
Okay, since you said so, I will have to drop my case about issue of young people. Viewers, I don't want to be biased because I'm a young person. So I have to be able to make sure that the interest of the young people is always being spelled out. You understand? is always achieved. That is a fact that that's what I'm talking about. I'm bringing facts and figures about young people that have led in Nigeria. And with what my guest has been saying, time to talk about the state of, will I say, of being of Mr. Peter Obi, categorizing him as a young person. And that is why I am trying to counteract that. So back to you before we round up this session of you thinking why Mr. Peter Obi is the best, that you think he can be able to lead Nigeria to a better place. Okay, now this is the most sensitive question I'm always trying to run away from. The most critical questions that I'm always trying to run away from.
I'm all ears.
You understand? I had discussions with you behind the scene. How do you think Mr. Peter Obi can be able to bring balance in terms of religion in the country?
Okay. Thank you for that question. If you will agree with me, before now, there have been a lot of religious crises in the country.
Okay.
And Nigeria as a country, we know that there's this, I don't want to call it a rule, a Christian cannot be the president and a Christian will be the vice president.
Okay, yes.
So that is why for there to be balance and equity in government and in the nation entirely, we are sourcing for that one man that has integrity in the Muslim camp. We are sourcing for that one man that has distinguished himself from the Muslim camp. And let's make him the running mate of Peter Obi. If he is knowledgeable, like the way Mr. Obi is knowledgeable, then we will not have issues of insecurity or issues of religious crisis in Nigeria.
I always say I don't want the word integrity, because the word integrity in Nigeria,
I will have to bring it. No. I will have to bring it. See, integrity is not something that you can build overnight. It takes years to build integrity. So if you can see one man that has been able to build integrity for himself, we must give him the kudos. And such a man is Mr. Peter Obi.
That integrity, as I said, I want to shy away with it, because Mr. President came with that mantra of integrity. The integrity has taken us nowhere, but has tried to cause more division in the country, more bloodshed.
And today we are hearing from the media, Tinubu saying that I made him the president. So I wonder how Mr. Integrity brought Mr. Integrity. Let's continue.
You understand? So that issue of integrity, that's the reason why I'm here to talk about credibility. Why you think? Because Nigeria is sitting on a temple. That's a fact. And the only way, we need a good leader that can be able to salvage us from this temple. Okay, looking at that, you are saying you are sourcing for that one person. And I think yesterday I was able to bring you to talk about with comrades. You understand? How do you think that Peter Obi can be sold to the northern people? When I mean the other people, looking at what is happening, you understand? If you see my tweet, I wrote an open tweet to Mr. Peter Obi this night because of what is happening on his page. So how can he sell himself?
That is why when I talk about looking for somebody that have integrity from the Muslim camp, I wasn't missing my words. Probably, if we had probably gotten a man like Kwakwaso,
okay,
that would have been a plus on our parts. But if that is not working out because of political affiliation,
Kwakwaso is not going to work out because Kwakwaso is already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You need your party person. Now at the moment, I don't know what is happening in the Labour Party. You understand? I don't know what's happening in the Labour Party.
I can tell you what is happening.
Yes, that's what I'm saying now. I don't know what's happening in the Labour Party. But because somebody cannot just emerge as a running mate without being a card-carrying member of that party. Don't forget that. It has to be.
Definitely.
So the credible people, the credible person that you talk about now.
Is it difficult to become a card-carrying member of a political party?
After, I think you have to understand what we call the electoral act that has happened now. The electoral act. Primary elections have already taken place.
Definitely.
So which means the only person that can come, you understand, must
have been in the party.
Yes, you have to be in the party before the primaries. If I'm not mistaken. If I am not mistaken, I can be corrected, viewers. That's another thing you have to understand. I'm not demarketing your candidates.
No. It's not called demarketing. We have our candidates. In fact, I wouldn't want to reveal it beforehand, but we have our vice presidential candidate already. But I would want my boss, which is the president of Peter Obi and the leadership of the Labour Party, to announce the candidate first, or the vice presidential candidate first, before if I'm given the opportunity, I can come back to your program and tell you that yes, this is the right man for the job of the vice presidential seat.
That can be able to unite Nigeria.
The word "can" might be too bogus.
Okay.
That will be able.
Okay. What will you say to you are a supporter of Mr. Peter Obi, and as a supporter, I still remember how I always cry to you what you people as supporters of Peter Obi try to do, we call ethnic labeling. So what will you say to that supporters? Because for somebody to be a Nigerian president, he or she must be able to embrace all, irrespective of religion, irrespective of ethnicity, irrespective of region. Understand? So what is the message are you going to talk to your fans, to your fellow supporters, you understand, about what is happening that warrants me to even write an open letter to Mr. Peter Obi on the issue?
Thank you, Mr. Papka. The truth is, there is nothing like ethnic labeling.
Labeling.
Sorry?
Label. Labelin.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Yes. That can only exist in your mind and in your own dictionary. Sorry to say. Okay. Why am I saying that? In politics, a lot of things come into play.
Okay.
And you have political infiltration.
Okay.
You have people that they are not supporters, but they are acting supporters, meanwhile they are destroyers. Don't be so sure. The set of person that you are seeing on social media doing all those mayhem in social media, there are people from other political parties trying to drag down the name of our APO leader, Mr. Peter Obi, just because they want to involve in political ethnic issues. They want to bring up the issue of ethnicity. They want to bring up the issue of religion. They want to bring up the issue of region. That might not be those that. Can I be bold to tell you that the real supporters of Mr. Peter Obi, they are not the one ranting on social media.
But thank you very much for that answer to that
doing
question.
Their work.
Because I always argue this with you. Politics is not done on social media. It's not what it's
sorry.
The polling unit is in the words about 800 and something words or so. You understand?
Yes, but you have to sell your candidate well on social media.
That is why, again, what is happening now, people selling your candidates. You understand? You bring a candidate to me, say, Mr. Papka, my candidate is Mr. Peter Obi. And okay, I say, let me go to this page of this man. Any information that this man gives, and you will just see that you will not read 1, 2, or 3 information. You understand? From the supporters online, you understand? That they will not attack one ethnic group or the other, attack one religion or the other. You understand?
That tells you that those people, they are not ardent supporters of Mr. Peter Obi. We have them. You know this is I'm talking about. We have them in politics. I've been to articles page and I've seen people that I was probably they are these other people. They have good account managers for that is managing their account, probably having time to delete comments. When they see comment that is not okay, with the way they were able to delete posts the other time, they delete the comments. So in the case of Mr. Peter Obi, he's still doing a lot of work recently, trying to probably sell himself and all that. So that time to go to social media to go and start deleting comments and all that might not be there for now, which we hope to be. And I hope to be one of the media person managing the social media handle someday. So if these things are seen like that, those people should be flushed out of his account.
Okay,
those people. They are not his supporters. Rather, they are cankerworms. They are ants eating deep into the political career of Mr. Peter Obi.
That would be a good advice if you can be able to reach him, because people like me don't condone such kind of information, such kind of attacks. You understand? I always want to operate on a fair ground. So I believe and I hope that you'll be able to reach Mr. Peter Obi, even though I was able to write an open letter to Mr. Peter Obi and screenshot I screenshot some of the information under his page, under the comment on Twitter, to tell him what has been happening. And that's enough. In politics, it's all about game of numbers. Every one person is
thank
interested.
You could write an open letter to him, and it's a good thing that you did that. But
I'm listening.
At the long run,
yes.
At the long run, you have your intention. At the long run, you had the aim, probably to correct what people are doing. You saw it as something that was wrong.
Yes.
Probably because you have your own interests about what you want to do or about what you intend getting. Are we not making use of social media now? Am I not here campaigning for Mr. Peter Obi?
You are here
campaigning. Am I not here telling you all the good things he has done?
Yes.
I don't know him personally. He doesn't know me.
Yes.
So if you see the good ardent follower of Mr. Peter Obi, they know the right thing to do.
Okay. I hope Mr. Peter Obi can.
He don't worry. I will trust him to the account to make sure he listens to this interview.
I hope, because definitely at the moment, at this material time, viewers at home, as I said, I'm a political at this point in time. I want the best to emerge.
At this point in time, God bless you for that word.
You understand? I wish him what he wished Nigeria. You understand? That's what I'm going to wish him. And I am expecting to see, because this is the party of the gladiators, you understand? I will be expecting to see who emerged finally as the presidential winner. Who emerged winner in the 2023 general election, that Nigeria will have the dream country that we have. Thank you again, once again, for your time and for the correction. You understand that you are telling the supporters of Peter Obi to take into cognizance. You understand?
Already, they are not supporters of Mr. Peter Obi. I stand to be corrected again. They are not supporters.
Okay, if you say so.
They belongs to other political parties like the PDP, like the APC, and other NNPP and all that. They are just there. They are infiltrators. They are there to tarnish the image of Mr. Peter Obi. So that's why you see them attacking religion and all that. They are not ardent supporters. I can't go there and begin to write things like that. I can't. Because I know that doing that will drive me away from him. So they are not supporters. Thank you very much.
Okay. He says that Mr. Peter Obi, Mr. Timothy says, all those people trying to act on ethnic labeling, religion, other stands, are not ardent supporters of Mr. Peter Obi. So, viewers at home, this is one of our wonderful guests. What is your last message for the viewers on this platform on why you think Peter Obi is the best candidate for 2023?
Thank you very much once again for, I would love to say a big thank you to you, Papka International, for this awesome time. And also to our viewers at home, consistency, they say, is the key. And we have seen a man like Peter Obi be consistent all these years with his antecedent, with what he has done, with his track record. He's the only man that is fit for the job. They will be facing the pool soon in 2023. I wish every one of them well, but let the right man wear the cap. And I know 101% sure, as at this time and this season, that the right man for the job is Mr. Peter Obi. Thank you for having me once again. I appreciate that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Timothy, the CEO of Team Osa Media, an ardent supporter and mobilizer of for the Peter Obi campaign group here in the United Kingdom, the city of Scotland, Glasgow, precisely. Thank you once again for your time. Don't forget, once again, you want better Nigeria viewers at home, don't forget to get your PVC. Because
very important.
If you don't have a PVC, you don't have every right to say we have bad leaders, because bad leaders are elected when you refuse to have your PVC. Thank you once again. Don't forget to touch the dial, to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Papka International TV, our Facebook page, Papka International, my own Instagram and personal handles at Pius Ijabla Papka. As we walk down the lane to source for this poverty vaccine, 2023 is at the corner, hoping to have a leader that can bring that vaccine for us. Until next, when I come your way for another meeting, thank you and God bless you.